So it looks like Phaedra Parks believes that she has a possibility of returning to the Real Housewives, specifically the Real Housewives of Dubai, because, quote, she brings the ratings. Unfortunately for her, that's fake news. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So by now, you've probably been bombarded by so much news about Phaedra Parks. As you know, Phaedra returned to the Real Housewives as a part of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Ex-Wives Club, and a lot of you loved her return. I, not so much. But you may have also seen Phaedra return on the Real Housewives of Dubai. Sidebar, one of the things, some of you have been shading Dubai's ratings, but I can confirm, because I had a friend recently traveling abroad in Bali, and she confirms that the only show that she could actually watch while abroad was the Real Housewives of Dubai. So while we're talking about their live ratings and how they're rating here in the United States, we forget that this city, unlike the other cities, is being seen around the world. So keep that in mind when you judge their current ratings, which for a new season is not that bad. But I don't need to defend the girls. Chanel Ayan. So Chanel Ayan is clapping back at Phaedra Parks for something that she said and did not necessarily say on Dish Nation. So as you probably saw, we talked about this during our recap of the Real Housewives of Dubai, where Caroline Brooks shaded Chanel Ayan, saying that she had the mind of a 5-year-old.
Where is it?
So when asked about this on Dish Nation, Phaedra Parks said this.
She said Chanel, quote, has the brain capacity of a 5-year-old.
Oh my God.
Shots fired.
That was
Phaedra,
nice.
you know these ladies. What do you think about what she said about Chanel?
I know these ladies, and I am a former housewife, so that's just housewife behavior.
Oh my God. So Chanel's not smart as a toddler?
Well, I am.
Phaedra, you're a lawyer, so you're really smart.
That means yes.
Okay, so she didn't say anything, but if you saw her facial expression, my thing is like, if you don't really know the girl, well, we don't know. Does she really know the girl? Well, according to Chanel's now deleted tweet, she says this: to the thirsty ex-housewife, shut the F up. You only met me once for 5 minutes. Let's not make it a at Candy situation with the lies.
And you could have did it.
See how I get
I did because you never apologized.
It's not Candy. This is why Candy's like, this is why I can never forgive Phaedra, because every time a conversation about Phaedra or anything related to the Phaedra rumors that she brought up about Candy, her name is brought up. So, of course, a lot of you, Chanel, receiving a lot of backlash. Like, why did you have to go after Candy? Why did you have to bring Candy up? And why are you attacking Phaedra? She didn't say anything. But you all know Phaedra doesn't necessarily have to say anything to cause drama. Hence, the Candy situation. So Phaedra is also talking in new interviews about her possible return to the Real Housewives of Dubai. As you know, she made an appearance on Dubai this season, and Phaedra feels as if she'd be a perfect full-time housewife there. She doesn't want to go to this is her, sinking ship of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She will never go back to Atlanta calling it a sinking ship. Well, this is what Page 6 is reporting in regards to what she said in a recent interview. She says, what brings in the ratings, honey. Just look at the numbers, the reality TV star says, responding to recent shade thrown by Real Housewives of Dubai cast members Chanel Ayan and Lisa Milan. Okay? You may recall we talked about Lisa and Chanel in the Entertainment Tonight interview, where she says that we're good. The show is good. They don't need Phaedra to bring in the ratings. Phaedra was responding to their interview and she says, I like Lisa and I love Chanel Ayan. I didn't hear that, but okay, that's fine. She tells us. I don't think we have an issue. And in regards to her possibility of being a part of the show and the natural chemistry and connection that she felt with the ladies, she says, all the ladies on the show, they have boys. Okay? So that's something we all have in common. We all have sons. So we forged a real friendship. But as you saw from the tweet that Chanel posted and deleted, there really is no real friendship, which I know a lot of you, oh my gosh, I can't believe that these people aren't really friends. Some people really believe that. However, when Phaedra says that she brings the ratings, I'm so glad when we have the receipts. According to our friends who have TV Deets, because you know they post the ratings for the Real Housewives consistently on their Twitter and on their website. So they posted the tweets of the headline for the Page 6 article where Phaedra was saying, I bring in the ratings. And they were like, well, do you really bring in the ratings? They list all of the episodes up until episode 8. As you know, episode 9 will be airing tonight. And Phaedra's episode was episode 5, and it was the lowest ratings of the season. And look, a lot of people didn't know what to expect for Phaedra's appearance on there. But as you know, we recap this show every single week. And for us, the Phaedra appearance was a big...
Period. Dot.
And I know some of you think I don't like Phaedra. No, I love some of the moments that we've gotten from Phaedra over the years on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I was actually looking forward to see what she would probably bring to Real Housewives of Dubai. But based on what I was seeing on Ultimate Girls Trip, despite how you guys felt, all of this, all this caricature of herself, fake and phony Phaedra can go. And based on numbers, Phaedra's the lowest episode of this should have been the biggest episode because she is a well-known face. Apparently, that wasn't enough to bring people in. Phaedra likes to rewrite history, but here's the facts. You had the lowest rated episode so far of the Real Housewives of Dubai's first season. So you don't bring the ratings. If anything, you brought the show down. So producers, if you're even considering in the slightest bit of bringing Phaedra for season 2, because word on the street, according to sources, they are already locked and loaded for season 2 of the Real Housewives of Dubai. Don't bring her back. Oh, and I forgot to mention Caroline Brooks defending her friend Phaedra in the comments. I'm not going to even elaborate on everything Caroline was saying. Caroline, if you're looking for an ally for next season, Phaedra is not the one. She'll throw you under the bus too. Family, friend, or not. Girls, you keep choosing the wrong team. That video of the 4 of Caroline Brooks. Caroline, you look the best out of all 4 of them. Caroline Brooks, Nina Ali, Sarah, who could barely walk in her heels, and I don't know what she had. A lot of you are speculating that Caroline Stanbury is pregnant because of what she was wearing, and I tell you, no, she's just tacky. She doesn't have a style. So she's not pregnant. I know that's their storyline for this season, but she's not pregnant. She's just tacky. She has no fashion sense.
And I walk out to her from Amato. She definitely was shame.
Anyways, guys, I want to know your reaction to what Chanel Ayan had to say. Phaedra saying that she brings the ratings. Look, the producers are watching and reading the comments. What do you guys think? Do you want to see Phaedra come to the Real Housewives of Dubai? Apparently, she's looking for a home in Dubai. We'll believe it when we see it. Renting is not an option. Let's continue this conversation below. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.